Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're grappling with something big, a mandate really defining competition now. Adapt faster than you plan.
That's right. It means moving away from that comfortable, fixed blueprint.
Which used to be standard practice.
Exactly. But that fixed plan. In today's world, facing constant systemic disruption, it's actually become a liability.
So the old 5-year plan just isn't cutting it anymore.
It really can't keep up. So today, we need to look at the data, understand why it fails, see what forces are pushing this speed, and crucially, give you the frameworks to actually adapt.
Okay, let's unpack that. What's the fundamental flaw with static planning? Why doesn't it work?
Well, it boils down to this. Traditional planning relies heavily on analysis.
Okay.
And analysis takes time. It's inherently slow. So your strategies end up being based on lagging indicators.
You're planning based on what already happened.
Precisely. You're always looking backward, planning for yesterday's fight. Real success today comes from discovery, from continuous learning, not from fixed prediction.
And there's solid proof for this, right? I remember seeing some Harvard Business School research.
Yeah, that's a key piece of evidence. They looked at successful strategies.
And found what? Like, most needed changes.
An astounding 93% of them had significantly pivoted away from their original plan.
93%. So success is almost defined by the ability to change course.
It's found in that journey of learning and adapting. And, this creates a really practical problem, a sort of time disconnect.
How so?
These big multi-year plans, they often take so long to develop and approve
Right.
that they're basically outdated before they're even approved.
So the plan's obsolete from day one.
Pretty much.
Right.
Meanwhile, the actual pace of strategy where the rubber meets the road, it's now happening in these rapid 90-day increments.
But the company processes, like budgeting?
Still locked into those slow multi-year cycles, it's a major mismatch.
Okay, wait. If the 5-year plan is dead, does that mean we just throw strategy out the window? Is foresight useless?
Oh, not at all, not at all. But the kind of planning has to change fundamentally. You stop trying to predict one single future.
And instead,
You build organizational systems that can sense and respond quickly. And believe me, those systems are needed now more than ever. There are huge pressures forcing this urgency.
let's talk about those. We've been calling it the 2025 disruption nexus, right?
Yeah,
Two big forces colliding.
exactly. The first one is systemic geopolitical instability.
Things feel pretty fractured globally.
They really are. Our sources point out it's maybe the most divided the world's been since the Cold War. For companies, this means unstable supply chains, shifting regulations. It's complex.
You can't just assume stability anymore.
You absolutely can't. You need to build geopolitical muscle, as some call it, just to manage basic business resilience.
Okay, that's one huge force. What's the second?
The second is the AI accelerator, specifically generative AI.
Ah, yes. This is speeding everything up.
Dramatically. We're seeing forecasts, predictions really, that AI will cut product development life cycles in half.
Wow. Half the time.
Yeah. And think about the people side. This is almost terrifying. Estimates suggest that by 2030, 70% of the skills used in most jobs today will have changed.
70%. How do you even plan for that? You can't hire or retrain fast enough.
You can't plan for it in the old way. You have to build an organization that can adapt to it constantly.
So the old system's broken. We need a new operating model. What does that look like? What are the frameworks?
Okay, so we look at 3 core frameworks. First, the cognitive foundation. This is the ODE-OBA loop.
Observe, orient, decide, act. Classic stuff.
Classic, but critical. The goal isn't just to do the steps, it's to cycle through them faster than your competitors.
Yeah.
To, get inside their decision cycle.
Speed is key. And that speed needs a rhythm, right? An operational pulse.
Exactly. Which brings us to the operational engine. The 90-day sprint.
Why 90 days?
It seems to be that sweet spot, 6 months. Probably too long, more time than you need to test something new. But 1 month. That's often just too short to get anything meaningful done.
Okay, so ODA loop for thinking, 90-day sprints for doing. What about the strategic level?
We don't abandon foresight, we just change how we use it. We adopt scenario planning.
So not predicting the future.
But preparing for multiple plausible futures, building robustness, having contingency plans ready. It's about preparation, not prediction.
Makes sense. But, all this speed, this constant change, it can be jarring for people. We hit that paradox, don't we?
The stagility paradox, yeah. Research shows 85% of executives want more agility, but 75% of employees crave more stability. That's a real tension.
How do you resolve that, agility versus stability?
You need both. Agility is only really possible or sustainable when it's built on a stable foundation. That's the core idea of stability. Stability for agility.
So you need anchors even in a fluid environment.
Exactly. But the anchors change. It's less about rigid things like fixed job descriptions.
Even
More about flexible things like individual capabilities. Think skills passports.
Yeah.
Like standard chartered bank uses. They match people to projects based on what they can do, not just their title.
That makes sense. Flexible matching.
But probably the most critical anchor, giving teams clear, stable priorities. If people know the unwavering goals, they can make fast, decentralized decisions that still align.
Okay. So stability comes from clarity of purpose, not rigidity of structure.
You got it. And this really reframes the leader's role.
How so?
You shift from being the chief planner, the one with the master blueprint,
To being.
the architect of adaptation.
Yeah.
Your job is to design the organizational system that learns, adapts, and pivots continuously. You build the engine.
Right. Build the capability, not just the plan.
That's the essence of it.
Okay. So wrapping this up for everyone listening, if success hinges on this adaptive velocity, how fast do you cycle that Odia loop? Maybe the question for you is this. What's the single biggest bottleneck, the biggest delay in your organization's current decision-making process right now?
Where does it slow down?
Find that friction point, that latency, and that's likely where your adaptation architecture needs the most urgent work. Something to think about.